Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we're going to be taking a look at the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Is it the best camera of 2023 is the question I am going to ask. I already know the answer. We're going to find out right about now. Yeah? Boom. Hey, welcome to the show. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yes, indeed. It is, what day is it here? It's Wednesday here in Australia, Tuesday for the rest of you outside of Oz. You all doing good? I'm okay. Nervous about doing this because last night I have this overhead camera, yeah? Here it is here. There's my overhead camera. While I was asleep, I heard a loud bang in the studio and I was like, what was that? I don't like that at 1 a.m, and I ran in to the studio and this thing up here was on the floor. And I'm like, no, what is going on? So I put it back up and screwed it back into it's on a boom arm. It's on a huge boom arm. And 20 minutes later, it fell again. I'm like, what is going on? It's been up there for 6 months, never fallen. And then last night I decided to fall too, ironically, around a show that I'm doing on cameras today. And the camera that's in there is expensive, just like the one we're going to look at today. But amazingly, these faced cameras work really well and it's still alive. Oh dear. Let's say hello to you all in the chat and we'll... I think the iPad broke its fall, Ed. The iPad Pro broke its fall. Not what you really want to say. Yeah, gravity gets you down. Hi, Cy Effin. Hello, Thomas Christ. Jim Shannon. Ed B. Metal. Barry Glenn. Kitchen Zombie. Hugh Caldwell. And have I missed anyone? Anyone else who is lurking? Good deal, good deal. Boom, right on. Yeah, I know I have. I've angered the camera gods. Well, we've got a lot to talk about cameras today. It's normally not a thing we do here on the show. Every now and again we talk about gear. Hello, Joe Glenn. Hello, Pookie. Nice to see you lurking away. Yes, you can become a Wart Warrior by clicking the join button down below if you didn't know. And I'm a poet and I didn't know it. And you'll get custom emojis and stuff like that. And as what was announced yesterday here on the channel, see if I can get everything sorted. Hello, Greg O'Sullivan. If you are already a member, hello, Cold Acre. You would have seen possibly, there's our Wart Warriors thing, you would have seen a post to our Wart Warriors yesterday. Yes, the roast is finally announced. I know it's been a long time coming, but, you know, it's really hard to fit these roasts in and work out a time, which means if you are a member, it is a members-only event. It is happening on the 14th of January, which is a Sunday so it's happening on the 14th for you. Yeah, the 15th for me. So there will be no rant that day. No rant, because we will be doing a private members-only roast where you send in your songs and me and Russ and his mum roast your songs and tell you how shit you are, all for the sake of comedy. Nothing serious. So that link will come up if you're a Wart Warrior in the next few days where you can submit your song and have it put on the wheel so we can see if we're going to roast your song. Do you have the guts? I'm thinking this time around we're going to do something a little bit different as well. So it will be a private stream to Wart Warriors only, but it will go public. The public will be able to view it, but they will not be able to interact in the chat, and they will not be able to say anything. They'll just have to sit there and watch us all destroy ourselves. There you go. That is happening. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. Hello, Rise of Dark Leela. Thank you for taking us on a photo tour of your life last year. I felt like you just got back from a holiday. I was sitting there checking out all your holiday snaps while I was getting ready for the show. So thank you for that, Leela. Jim says, I don't make songs, I just make noise. Perfect. Just send us some noise and we'll critique the shit out of it. Good stuff. All right. What do we need to cover before we get into this? Okay, so I every now and again, Voya's Roast, Cold Acre, absolutely. So every now and again here on the channel, I review hardware, and here's the deal. I normally either reach out to a company and say, hey, you have this really nice thing. I really would love to review it. Would you send me one? And most of the time they tell me, no, who are you? Sometimes they send me something. When they do send me something, it is totally an unbiased review. They have no say in the live stream that happens. They're seeing it as you're seeing it. They're getting my opinions. But in other cases, I actually go out and buy a product and then we'll review it with my own money, of course. And that is the deal with today's product that we're looking at. So now you're probably wondering, why is this How to App on iOS and why am I looking at gear? Well, if you followed the channel, you know that last year I took on a new format of programming here, doing my Walk With Me series and walking around, talking to the camera, trying to lose weight while at the same time showing you around the beautiful place that I live in here in Melbourne, Australia. And that show has been really good for me. I've, right up till now, lost almost 14 kilograms in 8 weeks. That's phenomenal for me. That's a lot of weight that I've lost. Plus, I've been able to produce some really, really good content, I think. And it's been fun to make. It's been good to get out of the house. Everything's been an absolute positive for that show. So the only negative is I've had a few little incidents. I lost my drone, found it again. I've had some chafing from walking. A bit of pain from the walking, but everything else has been utterly positive. And for the longest time, for the first few episodes of the show, I was filming with a particular setup. So we're going to go through that first, show you my setup, what it was to what it is now, to what made me decide to go and buy this current camera. Thank you very much, Pookie. It feels good. Feels good to have lost a lot of weight and to continue, even if you go back like 2 months and I went and looked at a video last night, my face is a lot thinner. So that's good. That's really a good thing. Nothing bad. All right. So let's start off. So I began the Walk With Me series, and a couple of years ago, I went and bought a gimbal for my iPhone. And this was the gimbal that I purchased. It was the DJI Osmo Mobile SE. And I have it here in my hot little hands. There it is. Look how big that is. That's a big gimbal, right? That's really big. And when it's extended, it doesn't even fit in the screen. So for the first few episodes of my show, this is what I was walking around with, filming. Now these little sections down here, this is a screw on and this is a stand. So do I necessarily need that? No, it takes the size down a lot. So this was what I was using, but you'll notice on here, I've got my Rode wireless mic gaffer taped to the leg of the camera. And it needs to be plugged into the phone. So this was my setup, walking around with this wire there, plugged into the phone. Very awkward, very awkward. And the phone clips in to this section here. I can put it in here right now, snap it in like so, turn it on. God, it's been a while since I used this thing. Turn it on. It's probably got no battery. It's got no battery. What do you know? Oh, no, it's that one. There we go. And off it goes. It's a gimbal, so automatically it moves into place. Double click and it spins around. So this is what I was filming with. When you're walking around with this in your hand, people are like, well, I guess that person's filming. It's very awkward and it's hard to fit in a backpack, especially if you're traveling far away from when you live. But in saying that, this thing is great. Like, you can't deny it's fabulous. It's, you know, you can see how the phone moves. So it's a really good gimbal. It connects to the phone really well. The only problem is if you're using a wireless mic, this needs to be plugged in with the lightning adapter. And, you know, it's a little bit thingo. And once this plugs in, it adds extra weight to the phone. So the gimbal gets thrown off a little bit. So you've got to constantly, I found, do a calibration of the gimbal with this plugged in. Really good. And the footage looked really good because, let's face it, iPhone's cameras are fantastic. They're really, really good quality. So could I have kept doing the show with this? Absolutely. Did I need to invest in a new camera? Absolutely not. Why did I invest in a new camera? Now, because these SEs, I'm not sure, I can't remember how much they are. I think they're about $200. So just this alone is about $200. That's Australian. So they're a lot cheaper, I think, for you guys outside of Australia. Excuse me. Okay, so the footage was really good. And I can show you the footage from one of the videos that I have shot from the series, because luckily I have a lot of examples because we shot an entire series with this. Let me find one. Let me Oj over here. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Walk With Me, where I get to walk with you. Let's Oj! Now all of this was shot because my iPhone can shoot in 4K or can shoot in 1080p. Here's one of the other problems with shooting on an iPhone. You need space on your iPhone. And I know there's a lot of us out there who don't have a lot of memory on our iPhones. Anyone else like that? And I, myself, did not have a lot of space. So each episode that I was filming was storing all this video footage, and I'd have to get home, dump it all onto my external hard drive on my iPad, and then start editing from there. Really time consuming, transferring all these videos, you know, and we're talking for each video, each like 20-minute to 30-minute video, you're looking at about 100 clips or more that you're transferring across. It was a big pain in the ass. So the main reason I buy a lot of gear or I upgrade my gear is mostly for time, because I don't have a lot of it. Hello, Alex Bacchus and Tremor Bear and Princess and Mr. Smith. I can't do the tongue because I have my other camera thing set up today. So there you go. You get a quick tongue. Tongue in for Mr. Smith. And Durail, hello. And I think I've got everybody who's here. So I find value with products, and you may differ. Your mileage may differ, but I find a lot of value with buying things that save me time. I don't necessarily need it's the latest technology. I don't really care about that, but can it save me time, and how much time can it save me? And using this gimbal and getting home and then transferring everything. I mean, we were talking about a lot of time wasted sitting around waiting for things to transfer. And it was very, very frustrating. The video was fine. I was shooting in 4K and then dumping down to 1080p. Because that's good enough at this stage of the game. So that was all good. And then I came across this new this new camera online called, and I'm a bit of a DJI fan bitch, because obviously I have the DJI Mini, which I've done a show on as well. This is the Mini, I can't remember which one, the Mini SZ. This is my drone, which I shoot. Look how tiny this thing is. So I do love their products. They make really good stuff. So I started looking into cameras, and all of a sudden what popped up on my feed was the DJI Pocket Osmo 3. And I didn't even know there was an Osmo 2 or an Osmo 1. So this thing popped up, and thank you, Thomas, for posting that for me, because I was just about to mention that. And you can see this on my gear guide. Oop, I haven't updated my gear guide. Let's do a refresh. There it is here. So it is listed on my gear guide with US, UK, AU, and Canadian links for Amazon if you want to pick this up. It is set to the creator combo, which we'll talk about the differences between them. If you purchase through there, they break off like a fraction and send it to me through my affiliated Amazon link. There you go. That shilling's done. So I saw this camera and all the videos, you know, when you see stuff on YouTube and you're like, oh man, everyone seems to be talking a lot of good stuff about this. There must be something wrong with it. Or everyone's just getting one for free. So they're all just hyping the shit out of it. It's really hard to trust a lot of reviews these days because people, they don't disclose a lot of stuff and how long they've had a relationship with this company, and it is what it is. So, but the more I watched, it didn't really matter what the influencer was saying because I was looking at what the thing could do. That was the most important thing. And I'll just be honest, I fell in love with this thing. So I had to look at my finances and decide, can I afford this? Let me tell you, no, I couldn't afford it. I definitely could not afford this. Let's show you the prices here. First, these are US prices. So there is the Pocket 3. It is $519 by itself. And by itself, you get like a little carry, this like little carry case. You get the little bottom thing. And that's about it. It's a very small package that you get. Or there is this one next to it, which is the Creator Combo. And you can see this is $699 USD. Hello, Chad Freeman. And you get a whole lot more. So you get a little battery. This is actually, I can't show you. It's not letting me see. Down here, or maybe, there's a little charger handle. There's a wireless mic. There's a little dead cat to put on it. You get an extra wide angle lens. You get the camera. You get a case. You get a whole lot more. And you get a little stand. You'll see everything that you get. So it kind of made sense for a little bit over $100 more. That's a bargain to get all that stuff that you don't get. Now, Australia, this cost about $1,200. So it's a really big investment. And, you know, I had to scrape for this. I've only just paid it off. So it's taken over a month to pay it off. I had to buy it on a payment plan. Paying $300 off every 2 weeks. Yeah. We got there. We paid it off. It was hard. I was eating noodles. The food, I was eating noodles and meat for the diet. Swapping out stuff. It was really hard. But it's paid off and it's all done. I own it. And I agree. So it's a good camera, but a lot of money unless you need a camera. Exactly. Now, there's a main reason I decided to go with it. Not only time, but because this show was doing really good, I've decided to go into 2024 continuing these walk with me's. And as I said in my show this week, I'm planning on going not only, because the first episodes were around my local area, now I'm filming around Melbourne for season 2. I'll be filming, I have plans, my friends. I'll be filming in New South Wales, in Adelaide, Sydney, Queensland. I'll be taking this thing to Thailand soon and filming in Thailand. I have plans to come to the UK and film with you guys, meet with artists and creators and do a walk with me with you. I want to go to the US by the end of the year. So I'm going to need a camera. I'm going to invest in this. And you know what better way to say you're going to do something, that you make a plan? Go and invest in something that is going to get you there. Yeah. Now I have to do this because I've got this thing I have to use. That's what it is. Hello, Robbie Stingle. Welcome aboard. So now I have to do it. I'm forced. My arm is twisted. And I'm really excited about doing that. So really cool. Let's have a look at the thing. So now you know the price. It was a lot of money. Even 669 USD or British pounds, it's about the same price, is a lot of money for a camera. But let's take a look at it and see, is it worth it? I think it is. I think it is. The hype is real. Let me tell you that. I believe the hype is real. So to start off with, we're going to bounce over to this camera here. Look, we got camera angles. Here it is. This is the box. Now, perspective, here is my vape. It's not a lot bigger than my vape. So, and we are already just looking at the box. So, off the bat, I just want to give you a comparison here. It's quite a difference. It's like this is the size of the actual thing. What the hell is going on? So it's very small, yeah? When I got it, the parcel was dropped off and it was wrapped up, of course, and he handed it to me and it was wrapped, and I'm like, is this the camera? What? This can't be the camera. No way. Then I opened it up and this was the box. I was like, wow. So I've repacked it just so you can see how it comes. I haven't packed it very well. But this is the way it comes when you first get it. You get this little thing here and a little piece of plastic. And you get this. This is it. That's what I got. You get some stickers. You get instruction guides, stuff like that. Booklets. You get some stickers. Some toilet paper you get, Let's throw that over here. And so, yeah, when I saw this too, I'm like, really? Where's the camera? What's going on? What is happening? And there's the case you get with it. So this is your little carry pouch that has everything in it. Boom. The only thing it can't fit is this little pocket case. So we'll talk about this first, this pocket case, because if I'm completely honest, do I use this? Absolutely not. What do I use it for? I use it to carry lenses. So this it fits the camera in, but what you'll see inside here, if I can angle it right, see these little spaces here? These are magnetic, and these will hold your lenses. So you get one lens with this Creator bundle. Here it is. This is a wide angle lens, and these are magnetic, and they just snap right on. Now, if I hold this up, probably won't work like I did the other day. This will add a little bit of width to your camera, but yeah, they just magnetize on. And I really love that these in here are magnetized, so you can just snap it in. Very satisfying snap. And there's a blank spot down the bottom for the DJI mist filter you can buy. So you only get the wide angle lens, but there's that. Do I use it? Not really. I just keep it in my bag when I'm traveling in case I put the thing in my pocket, and you'll see what I mean. So nice little case, nice little toilet bag, very, very convenient. Let me tell you that. And what do we get inside? So let's start off with, we get a cable. Obviously, we get a USB-C to USB-C for charging or for data transfer. So this is a data or charging cable. Thank you very much. So there's that travels with me. We can throw that over there. We get one of these. This is a little stand you get. So you won't get this with the single package, only the Creator bundle. And this has that little 1/4-inch screw on the bottom that you can screw in. When I go out and I'm filming, this sits in my pocket, ready to go. So if I need to stop and shoot something, I can just pull that out. You get this tiny little piece here. This is this tiny little handle. I'll show what this has. It has a 1/4-inch on the back as well, and it has a USB-C connector. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Then you get an extendable handle. So this is like the same thing, just a little bit longer, but the difference is this is a battery as well. So you can charge this up and connect it and fill up the entire gimbal again in about 18 minutes. So not only does it add length to your camera, that's what she said, but it gives you a full charge to keep you going, which is super cool. And it has a USB-C on the back, so you can charge it while it's hooked up, or you can put it back in your bag and hook it up to a battery and recharge it if you need be. I'm going to pull out the camera last. This thing is, again, what you get with the Creator combo, is a wireless mic. Now, I don't know if they're selling these individually yet on the DJI website. I don't think they do. Everybody's waiting for them to actually start selling these individually, but as it stands now, this is the Mic 2, I think. Really love it. You can kind of see through the thing and see the electronics inside. It's very cute. Not only does it clip on, so it has a little clip there, but it comes with this magnet. So how you use that is you slip it. Let me zoom in on here. You slip it behind your shirt, the magnet, and then put this on, and there's your mic hanging off wherever you want it to. And that's not going to come off. I've ran with it, jumped up and down. It's been attached. I've forgotten it was there. It's been attached for so long. So yeah, the little magnet just snaps to it. And it's really, really tight. So that's really good that it comes with all of that. Plus you get a little cat, dead cat to go on top. So, and that just plugs in. So there's a little pin here, which you can add. This hole here will allow you to add, say, a lapel mic if you want. And you could, put this in your pocket and use a lapel mic. Or you can use it without and just talk into it. And the dead cat has this little spike here, which just spikes into the hole. You get a satisfying click. If I can give you that click on the mic. There you go. Satisfying little click. And there's your dead cat attached to your chest. And you're good to go. Because sometimes when you just use the actual clips and you're wearing a t-shirt like I am today, and I wore this t-shirt on purpose, it's incredibly high. And that's not going to work when you're talking into a microphone because it's your neck's going to hit it. And what's happening is your voice is projecting over it and you're not picking it up. But when you're doing it lower down, say down here, you're going to pick up really good quality and it works beautifully. Hello, Axiom. Yes. Oh, yeah, the camera. I've got to show you the camera, don't I? So this is the camera. Let's get it out. The size of this is just... So there it is. Here's my hand. Now, it's not frail. Let's say it's not frail, but at the same time, you don't really want to drop it because it's a gimbal. It's an automated, it's got a motor in the head and everything. Why did I go over one of these instead of getting an action camera? An action camera comes with auto leveling, auto stabilization, and that's good. But I don't know, for cinematic stuff, and another reason I got this is compared to an action camera, like a DJI Action or the other, what's the other one? The GoPro. The problem with the GoPro is that it is terrible in low light. At nighttime, it is terrible. Where this thing is really, really good for low light, for nighttime scenery. That is it. It is very small. Let's show you the clips, how they go on. So, firstly, you've got 3 microphones on here. Hard to see. Now you see a dot here. There's a microphone there. There's a microphone here on the back. And there's a microphone here. And you can choose to have all 3 active. So you're getting a full surround sound coming out of the camera. So you can do that, or you can choose to use your microphone here. The problem is, if you're using this without the adapter, a lot of people, if they're not using a microphone, are doing this and then going, my sound came out shit. Oh, it's because I'm covering the microphones. So it's one thing, if you're going to use this and use the microphones on the actual thing, you have to get used to holding this low down or use this handy dandy little snap, which gives you a very satisfying snap. It's got a button on the front to unclip. And you can see it's got these little hooks on the side that just snap into place. And now you have that extra length to carry this thing around. And that is, it doesn't look like a lot, but it is a lot. It's plenty. Trust me, I've been using this for a while now and it is enough. Like, it works well with the camera. You've got your joystick here. So that's all good. Again, it has a USB at the back here too. So that's there as well. But here is the battery, which gives you even more length. I'm not going to do the drum every single time. Even more. And as I said, both of these have 1/4-inch screws on the bottom to, at any time you want, screw in your base, and there you have that ready to go to put it down and somebody, take a shot from afar. So, it's real. This thing's really handy. Plus, with the 1/4-inch, you can pretty much add anything you want that has a 1/4-inch base to it, right? So whatever else there is out there. Now, there are accessories out there that you can hook up to your chest, like an action cam, and have it sitting there like this. There's so many accessories that are out for this already. It is just absolutely freaking ludicrous. Hello, let's see, Stephen Hewitt, what's going on? Good to see you. Okay, so how do we turn this thing on? I'm glad you asked. It's really easy. Flip it, and it's on. That's it. Every time, flip it, it's on. Want to turn it off? Flip it. Get a 2-second countdown, and it's off. Straight away, the battery comes up, and then it jumps to so you can see how much battery is in the charger down here and how much battery is in the pocket. Flip it open, there you go, and it automatically, the gimbal flicks around, spins around to the front, and you're ready to go. You can see it moving straight away. The gimbal's ready to go, and you can shoot within a second. Super, super easy. Now, there are options in here too, so you can make it so when you flip it on, it just starts recording straight away. So I can go boom, like this. It'll take a second, and it'll start recording. You can change all the settings and do all this kind of stuff. Now, you'll notice when I flip it, I may not want it to turn off. I may want it to go into, Instagram mode. You get the option. So if I flip this now, I get a continue. And if I hit the continue, now we are in Instagram mode. So we can start shooting vertical images. And so really easy if you are a content creator who shoots stuff like, vertical stuff. Super simple. And there you go. It just does it. If I flip it back the other way, it's going to immediately flip back to our landscape view, and you're good to go. So you can be doing this while you're filming, and it's going to keep recording while you flip it from back to front. So a lot of options just there in itself. What do the buttons do? Well, this is a power button and a record button here. So if I hit it once, it's going to start recording. If I hold it down, it's going to power off. So you've got options for powering on and powering off. And now it's left in this this landscape mode, and I can flip it down if I want. So yeah, boo Instagram mode. The difference is when you're going into Instagram mode, let me tell you, let's shoot over here to this camera because we've got the overhead. When you are in Instagram mode, you no longer can shoot at 4K. The maximum you can shoot at in Instagram mode is in 3K. Now, that's not really going to affect many people because it's Instagram, it's Snapchat, whatever else, all those things. It's not really going to make a difference 3K to 4K. But I expect in a future update that will change because they have already done a major update on this, and boy, did it get some nice updates. Okay. So let's talk about these buttons. As I said, if we flip this on, it comes on, and we've got, let me zoom in. I can do some zoomage, I think, with a camera up above. Yeah, it's absolutely not as 100% clear as the other one because we're doing a digital zoom. Start recording, as I said. Bang, we're recording. Now, it has no sound on. I'm going to go back over this one. It has no sound on. It didn't make a sound then to start recording because I have the sounds turned off, but it is recording. You can see there's a little red light up the top counting down, and we're good to go. We're actually recording. To turn it to stop, it stopped recording. It saves immediately to the SD card. Where is the SD card? Let's shut this down and show you where that goes. Unplug this battery. You find the SD card here on the side. It doesn't come with one. You've got to get one. Always the best thing to do is to, buy maybe a SanDisk Extreme, something that's going to be good. Use a fingernail to pop it out. So it's your standard. I've just got a SanDisk Extreme Plus 256 gig card. It goes in upside down. The first time I put it in the wrong way. I'm like, why is it not going in? So there you go. Every time you shoot something, as soon as you hit stop, you'll see the little spinning thing and it saves directly to your card. Very easy to do so. So we have a joystick as well next to it. Now this joystick also works as a number of buttons. So I can move the joystick and you'll see the gimbal move left, right. I can go up. I can go down. So you have full control, plus you'll see the gimbal moves as well, slowly like you would expect a gimbal to move. So there's that. If I double tap this, it will center the gimbal. So if I go down like this and then double tap, it's going to center the gimbal, right? And always bring it back to center. So when you're holding it like this, it's really easy to center it because sometimes the gimbal can fall a bit behind and you're like, want to catch up, double tap. You also have a triple tap. Triple tap and the camera spins around. And we get this front-facing view. At any time, I triple tap again and it spins back around. So you can be filming, doing something, filming, and while it's still recording, and triple tap, and the camera will quickly spin around to you so you can talk to the camera, and then triple tap it again, and it'll face back to where you're walking so you can see what is happening. Really good stuff. Also on the screen now, I know it's a little bit hard. See if we can get this overhead going a little bit better. Yeah. Maybe if we put, we need a blackish background. That's what I should have done today. But it's really hard to show off this kind of stuff. Maybe we'll get closer over here. I think that's what we'll do. And this is the problem with this particular camera. It doesn't. So our menu system is all swiping. So if you're used to a phone, you swipe up from the bottom. And here is where you will get things like your resolution. You can pick 1080p, 2.7K, 4K across the top. So everything is all swiping. Plus down the bottom, if we pick 4K here, you've got 24 frames all the way up to 60 frames. So super easy just to bounce between what you want, yeah? So I'll be like, yep, we'll go 60 frames, 4K, swipe down. That's done. And it's hard to see, but you've got a little indicator down the bottom here. I need a black background. That's what I had here, but it's... So, again, swipe up, like so. If you're used to an iPhone or any swiping devices these days, that's going to be easy to remember. If you spin your camera around too, continue, same thing. You swipe up, swipe down, swipe from the bottom, and you can see here the range here is between 1080p, but unfortunately only up to 3K with Instagram mode. Flip back and those settings change back to 4K. So it's very intuitive that way. Again, swipe down and you're out of there. Now you saw me triple tap on this button to bring the camera around. There's also a little button down the bottom, a little thing down here that in the corner. If I tap that, that spins the camera around too, like so, spins the camera back and forward. So whatever there is normally in what you can do with the action button, you can find down here. You can change the action button, that kind of stuff too. Now, there's probably a little bit, why I'm having a little bit of trouble today with glare here is because I have put on a screen protector on this. And on the actual gimbal, I've put a screen protector. Because guess what? If the gimbal breaks, you're fucked. You are fucked. There is no way they can just take this off and replace the gimbal. Your whole thing is ruined. So I recommend, if you're going to buy one of these, do what I did. I know it costs money, but get the 2-year refresh plan. just in case, because they will replace it if there's an issue. This is probably the most worth it thing I've ever paid for a warranty. I mean, that's almost $100 Australian, but absolutely beyond worth it, because if that gimbal goes, you drop it, because it's a pretty fragile little thing. I'm not going to lie. It's you got to remember, this isn't like a action camera, like a GoPro. Those things are made to be able to withstand weather, snow. They can go underwater. This thing can't. You get water on this, you're going to be in trouble. This is a motor running, so you really have to be super careful. Yeah. Precautions. They are definitely a thing. I mean, everything's a trade-off, really, when you think about it. I could have either gone for a GoPro and had, the ease of the GoPro and all that kind of stuff, and being able to take it out in the rain and all that. Low light quality at night time, the image stabilization not always being the best for certain things. Being able to take it in the rain compared to much higher image stabilization, and everything's a trade-off. You have to make a decision, and I'm sure during my time using this that I have it, I'm going to think at one time or another, damn, I wish I had a GoPro. That would be perfect to be in the rain right now. So that's got to be considered when you're going out and filming. Let's scoot back over here. Before I do so, I'm just going to turn this off for a second. Let it power off. And let you know that on this show we have to run an ad every day. So it is that time. I'm going to run the ad. If you want to avoid the ad, you can become a YouTube Premium member. Ad only goes for a second. We'll wait for you to get back. And the ad has been run. You may or may not get an ad served to you. I don't really know, but we will wait for you to get back and then continue on with taking a look at this. Meanwhile, let me see if I can pull down this iPad and zoom in with our overhead, and we may be able to get a better look at the screen with something behind us that is black. Is that going to work? No. No, look at that. I love how it does that. It's picking up. Look at that. I'm aiming it here, but it's filming over here. Here we go. You can kind of see stuff now. There we go. Kind of, sort of. It's tough to actually show this without having it plugged in, but we'll plug it in soon anyway. So zooming. Let's talk about zooming. We'll head back over here. Talk about zooming on this thing as well, because as I showed you before, we'll double tap here, bring it back to the center. When you go up and down, you're only moving the gimbal. So how do we zoom on this? Well, over here, there's a little one thing. And when I tap on this, it changes now to zoom. So now I have a 2x, it's all up at 2x digital zoom. Now remember, this is a digital zoom, so you're going to lose quality as you zoom in. You can change the speed of the zoom. I've got it set to pretty slow for doing cinematic stuff, but you can go in and change that at any time you like. Plus, you don't have to use the stick as well. Where this little mark is on the screen, I can actually move my finger and do the zoom as well. Let me see this. So I can now move the gimbal up and down by dragging on the screen. So you've got that ability as well. Up we go, down we go. I don't think you can go sideways. That's it. That's the other thing that you can't do there. Where does everything get stored on here? How do I check where everything's gone, everything I film? From the side, you can swipe, and here. We're recording. Now, it has no sound on. I'm going to go back over this one. It has no sound on. It didn't make a sound then. So as soon as you swipe, because I have the sounds turned off, but it is. As soon as you swipe over from the left over, it starts playing the last video that you filmed with sound. So you can actually hear it. You can mute the sound. You've got a little mute up in the top corner. You can change the volume as well while you're playing. Or you can hit up the top here and then get a list of all the videos that you've currently got on your SD card. You can mass select them and delete them from here. So it's really easy to go in and delete them at your leisure. You can click on any one that you want, like so, hit play. and watch it while you're out and about. So really easy to just see what you just filmed, hear what if the microphone's working and all that jazz, and continue on with your day filming. Again, to get rid of this, it's an easy swipe over. You can favor a video as well too. So if I swipe or I click on one of these, sorry, let me go back over here. Click up here. You can click on the little arrow to do a mass select. And if you click on something, you can choose to favor it, you can heart it and save it so you've got quick access to it. So that's really good. You also have over here, let me see if I can get this motivated. No, I can't right now, I don't know why. There are a whole bunch of different kind of filming things. Let's show you, whoops, get up close there. So you have a bunch of different things you can do. Let's scroll through these. You've got a, oh, I know why that's happening. Am I in camera mode? That's why. I'm in photo mode. Enough. What did I do? There we go. So, yes, it does have a webcam as well. So I'm in panorama mode at the moment. There's a photo mode. There's a video mode. There's a low light. There's a slow-mo. There's a motion lapse. So you've got a whole bunch of things. So the slow-mo, let me flick over to slow-mo and tap it. It changes settings and we get up to 4K and 120 speed. So you can do ultra slow-mo stuff. Really, the quality is just insane. So there's that. Swipe back down. We can do, let me bring this back up. You've got motion lapse stuff. So if we go to our motion lapse and show you here, when we swipe up from the bottom, you have a whole bunch of, yep, there's a low light mode. So you've got different types of motion lapses. You've got a hyperlapse, yeah, which just is a stagnant shot of hyperlapse. And you can choose how many seconds between how it's going to run. You've got a time-lapse mode, which gives you little presets for things like sunsets, clouds, crowds, or you can set a custom, swipe up, decide how many intervals you want. So like 3 seconds, how long you want it to go for. So 20 minutes of filming at 2-second intervals, and it will tell you you're going to get 20 seconds of footage. So you can do that very easily. And the other one is motion lapse, which allows you to go from left to right, right to left. So if we swipe up, you can set the duration, say 10 minutes. Yes, we want to do that. And you can actually go in and set your duration. And if we go to custom, you can set points as well, set waypoints. So it asks you now to rotate the gimbal to add a point, and then you hit the plus. Where's our plus? So here's our little thing. I can move the gimbal over here, hit plus, then set a waypoint for where I want it to end. 2. And now when I hit record, it will go ahead and record a motion lapse for me, which I can show you here because I shot one the other day. Give me a second. And I can show you what these things look like. Give me 1 second. Man, just demoing these things is really hard life, let me tell you that. But I'm not doing a pre-recorded on it. So where are we? Let's go into my Files app. So I'll show you, this is from the video I'm currently about to edit and finish today for the next walk with me. Super easy to, while we're here, just talking about transferring files. All I do to transfer my files is take out the SD card. I put it in one of these bad boys. So I take out my SD card, put it in one of these bad boys, a little holder, and then I put it into my my hub at the back, and then just transfer everything over to the iPad. Super, super easy to do so. Let me pull this camera out a little bit. Just lost a lot of quality there. Okay. Here's the latest episode. Where is the latest episode? Season 2, episode 4. And yeah, it just drags all the videos across nice and easy. They're all in numbered order. Let me see if I can find my hyperlapse here that I shot so you can see it in action. Where are we? This is the beginning of the show. Yes. So we're back here. Organization plus, my friends. Okay, so I went up to this bar. This is basically where I went. I went up to this rooftop bar and had a beer in this episode. And then I shot some footage while I was up there. Is this it here? Here we go. And this is the hyperlapse footage that I shot. No, that's not it. It's this one. So as you can see, and that took 10 minutes to film. And what do we got? A few seconds? So I just sat there drinking my beer, let it go, and it just moved from left to right, shooting away, doing its own thing on its stand, very painless, and it came out rad. Like I hardly set anything up. That was the first time I'd actually used it. So it's very, very childlike to use this. You don't really need to be smart, thankfully. Isn't that good? Because I'm not smart. Okay, let's bounce back over here and talk about while we're talking about this, we got our mic. So let's swipe back up. I'm going to go, we're going to go back to just the video camera. So yeah, you've got low light as well. Do I use low light? I've tried to use it, and you got to remember this has a lot of automatic settings in it to let you, to create some really good stuff. And the quality's fine, right? So that's okay. I stopped using low light, and I'd rather color grade it myself later on because I much prefer color grading myself. Let's just go back to our video mode. Okay. So here is our microphone. Now, look how cool this is. It's got a power button. It has a link button up here as well, so you can link this. It has a record button here. Why does it have a record button? Let me tell you. You can, at any time, once I turn this on, hit the record and just record into it. It has its own memory bank inside, so it can record its own stuff. So if you're recording with the phone, you can record a backup with this as well. You can actually have this connected and use both mics and have the mics running on this recording and this is a backup. So if something happens to footage, you have a backup that you can pull from this. And all you need to do once you've recorded a whole bunch of stuff with it, like right now I could turn it on, easy to turn on. It's got the little power button there. You hold it down, it buzzes, it's buzzed, and that light comes on and it's on. If I want to record something now, I just press this and the little red light will come on. Hello, hello, hello. And I'm recording into it right now. Boom, 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 boom. So when I plug, and if I hit stop, that's now stopped recording. Wicked. It's got a little USB power mount there as well. And up the top here, and once it's on, if I now hold down the power button for a second, it'll change color. So see, it's changed color to green. That means it's now got noise cancellation on it, which will cut out the low end. So while you're out filming, you can just add noise cancellation if there's heavy traffic, anything like that, directly to the microphone. It comes with this great dead cat, which is an essential because if you're in the wind, this is going to stop the wind. These things pick up wind very easy. And if you want to bounce back to the normal, hold it down for a second, it goes back to blue and you are in normal recording mode. Really, really, really good stuff. Yeah. And I don't know if you saw, let's turn this off and watch how easy it is. Now, when I got this, I never had to pair it. I never had to go through any process of saying find the microphone. All I did was turn it on, make sure this was on, and straight away it'll go blink. You can't see that kind of thing. It's because it's so white. It says DJI mic transmitter connected. And that's it. It's connected. And it's recording straight away. It has a little color bar across the top that reflects on the sound. So you can see your volume at all times when you talk into it. Let's see, can I get that? You can kind of see it. They see it just up the top, kind of flickering. So you constantly can see what is happening with the microphone. It's that easy. And if I turn it off, it's going to power off. There are settings for this as well too. You can make it auto turn off. Don't do it. I did it one day while I was filming and I sat down to fly the drone for a little bit. And I did about 20 minutes of filming with the drone, and guess what? I had it set to auto turn off after 5 minutes. And when I started filming again, this wasn't connected. So the audio was completely different. It was coming through the camera. Ooh, you live and learn, right? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look, no, Jim, I haven't experienced one dropout. And let me tell you, the distance I've been getting away from my camera for some shots is ludicrous. Like, let me show you. Let me go over here and show you some footage, because you don't get to see this, guys. Some of the footage that I shoot. When I shoot like a scene of me walking past the camera, I actually walk away from it. Like, for example, this scene here, right? So I've set the camera up. I've got the mic connected. I've set up in this cute little alcove pointing out, and now I'm going to show you the embarrassing stuff of shooting video. So it's attached to me. You can hear me. So I've got to get out of shot. Oh, 4 kilometers. Let's go. And there's my shot. I can cut, edit it there. So I stop, come back. There's been times where I've walked completely out of eyesight of the camera and it's still picking up my microphone. So it's got a really good distance on it. You can actually go into the settings of the microphone and change the Bluetooth settings to, I think there's a couple of modes of gigahertz. So there's 1 point something, there's 2. So if you're getting interference where you are, you may be out and there's a lot of mobile phones or stuff like that, you can go in and change the settings that way. Let's see, is there anything else in here that I did shoot similar to that? Or I had to put the camera down? Because those shots are always interesting. Sometimes they take a fair bit to get together because, yeah, I have to walk a fair distance. Where are we? Let's see. Somewhere in here, I think we've got another one. Here we go. So this is Active Track. And you can see it following me. I've just got it on a park bench. Hello, Live to Fly, and hello, Leanie. Good to see you, Leanie. Unbelievable. What did I say? Look at this. It's nature. Now, this shot didn't get used because this was the example of my camera, the microphone not being connected. And I didn't realize. But when so that was using the mic on the camera. So a really poor example then of not remembering to connect the thing, which was very, very stupid of me. Let's cover something else before we come back to the actual camera. See if I have it installed here. So DJI present you with an app for iOS. It is the DJI Mimo app. You can use it on your iPad. I'll show it to you here because it's easier to use it here. This is what it looks like. When you first get the camera and you turn it on for the first time, you need to register it. And you need to have the app to go ahead and register it. Again, with my phone, I just opened the app, turned on the camera, and it automatically found it. It just found the camera. It ran through the setup process super easy. I don't know if I turn this on now, I don't know if it's going to try and set it up over here or it's going to find it. Let's see if it does. I've never used it with the iPad here. It would be cool if it does. I've got to log in, don't I? That would be helpful. Nah, fuck me. I don't know my password. Let's see if I can log in. Oh, I'm so prepared. I love this. Don't you love this? There we go. I think, what is my password? Password. And, is that my password? Incorrect. Of course it is. That would help if I did it correctly. 1 second, guys. Sorry for the pain in the ass. Login success. There we go. Good stuff. Okie doke. So look at that. Now that I've logged in, I open the camera and straight away look at the top here. Osmo device found. That's how easy it is. It's nuts. It's just totally nuts. And all you got to do is connect. And why am I telling you about the app before showing you anything else? So here it's come up with this little connection thing. It said 7923. If I go over to the phone here, to the camera, it's given me the code to enter. I'm going to hit accept. It wants to join the Wi-Fi network. And now the device is connecting to my iPad. Now the app is actually quite handy. Why is it a really good thing to have the app? You can control the camera from the app. And if the little screen is not enough for you, you can actually do it. Allow full access. Yeah. So now you can see I'm moving my camera around and look at this. The app is giving me a wider view. So if you are out and about, maybe filming, you have an iPad, you're filming something cinematic, you want to get a bigger view of what you're filming, you can use the iPad. We can stretch this out, make it a little bit bigger. And you can even move the stick with the iPad. So if we bounce over here, now there's a little camera thing here. Let's see if I can flip. I can move the gimbal with the screen of the iPad. How cool is that? Look, and I can move it anywhere I want. Back up, so you're seeing the top now. I can do anything I want from within the app, and you can do pretty much anything. You can change the type, so you can change the panoramic. You can change to a live stream if you want. So you can go. You can actually live stream straight to YouTube from here as well. Straight to YouTube, straight to Facebook. You can set up an RTMP, so you can go through OBS straight from the app. Get out of here, come back. You can take photos. We've got video over here. Low light. You can control virtually every single thing that is on this camera from the app, from your iPhone or from your iPad. Again, you can change your resolution, your landscape mode. You can change the ISO from over here as well. Let's give you a full view of what we can do here. So you've got your ISO, your shutter speed, because we haven't even covered that, but you can do all that stuff as well. Let's click, there you go. So all of that can be changed. These 3 dots even give you more. You can add grid lines. You can change the focus mode. So with the camera too, it has a focus mode where it focuses on your face all the time and blurs the background, or you can set it up so if you hold a product towards the camera, it will focus on what you're holding towards the camera automatically, and then when you pull it away, it will go back to focusing on your face. I mean, there's so much to this. Even through the app, you've got a histogram. You've got overexposure alerts, so you can see it's added these little bars up here. It's telling me that there's overexposure. Everything can be accessed here in the app, so you can calibrate it. And all of this stuff can be accessed within the menu of the camera as well. So while we're sitting here like this, let me just scoot here, and we've got a wide angle. There we go. Let me show you the follow mode. So I'm going to pull down. That doesn't work. So you actually have a follow mode in selfie. So when I turn this around to look at me, All right. Now you can see when I move the camera, it's not following me at all. It's just, if I move it over here, it's going to lose me out of the shot. God, look at how much of a nightmare I look like. But if I double tap on myself, you'll see it's gone into now active track. So now, wherever I move the camera, it's going to follow me. If I try and go fast over here, it's going to keep me in the shot. It's still got me in the shot. Now I've tried this out and tried to hide behind a tree and then come back, and it loses me. And then as soon as I come out from behind the tree, it finds me again. The active track on this is really good. Now, not only can you use active track on yourself, you can use active track on anything you want. So if we spin the camera around, and I might want to active track the phone that is in front of me. If I double tap on it, now active track should be stuck on my phone. And did I get it right? Active track. Not supported in current resolution. Let me just change the resolution. Give me a sec, guys. Because we're in slow mode, that's why. Let's go to video and set active track. Double tap. And now the camera is hooked onto that phone. Wherever I move it, it's going to do its best to stay hooked on to the phone. So it's not only people, it's not only faces, it's anything you want it to active track onto, it will hook onto, which is great for when you're outside, taking videos of like monuments or anything like that. It's going to stay focused on what you want. Plus, I can move the gimbal around too. And as soon as you move the gimbal, the active track will get lost. And you can see that little square there, how it's now searching. It's kind of blank. I can make that disappear. As soon as you change, use the joystick or anything like that, you will lose your active track. But again, I can active track anything I want. I can go over here to this mouse, double tap the mouse. It is now active tracked to that mouse. Wherever I move the gimbal, it is going to do its best to follow that mouse. Wherever I go, up above, over to the side, it reached its limit there. But look, it's still attached. I can go far away, pull it right back. Look, it's still attached to that fucking mouse. It won't let go. The technology of this is just really, really cool. And this really helps to generate some fantastic shots. If you want to get out of active track, you just got to double tap again and you are out of active track. So it works in selfie mode and front mode as well. Hello, Ed Zielinski. I hope you're doing well. Just give me a second. I'm just going to shut. Let me put this on its stand for a minute. Then we'll run through a couple of other settings and then get out of here for the day. I know this is a little bit grueling, today's video. Hey, if you are enjoying it, hit the like. It does help, of course, all that stuff. All right, I want to tell you a little bit about we'll bounce back to some more settings because settings can be a little bit boring and all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you about the filter, because you saw at the beginning of the show, we got this filter here, this little filter. So I want to show you how it works with a wide screen. So this is the widescreen filter you get with the Creator Combo. Let's bounce back over here to our iPad, and I'm just going to magnetically bring this in the front and just snap it on. And you should see, as it snaps on, we get a much wider lens. So immediately, look at that. Now, it's not huge. It's not going to blow your mind out. But if we take it off now, snap it back on, and off we go. Now, these are magnetized, so they just... Let's do this. Let's turn on the selfie mode, and we'll put this up here so you can see me. Now, it's automatically gone to active track, so it's following me straight away. Because I have the settings set, whenever I turn it around to selfie, it goes to active track straight away. So it's always going to catch me straight away. It only takes a few seconds. So let's show you the wide angle lens. You can just see this camera here in the edge. I'm going to add this on. And look at that. So you can see stark difference. We've got all of this angle, all of this, so much more in here. You can see the whole green screen behind me. Do you get a little bit of fisheye? Absolutely. So, but super easy. Just, I mean, as I said, it's magnetized. You just rip it off and snap it back on. It's not going to do your head in. And you got this great little case that you can snap it into when you're done. So let's talk about filters. Do you need filters? Because when I got this, I saw a lot of videos on filters and I was like, do I need filters? Because the auto settings are so good. They're just so good on this thing. Here you go. Now you got two of me, one down here and one. Do you need filters? Because there's a lot of companies that sell filters. Even DJI have their own filters. Now, the auto settings are so good. Now, I'm sure you're getting a bit of lag because it's up here because we've got a lot of camera action going on. So ignore that. But the auto settings are really good. If you are just a vlogger and you don't know anything about ISOs or exposure or anything like that, you're going to be okay. If you just set it to your auto settings, you are going to get some fantastic images. There is no doubt about that. But you'll notice with some footage, let's flick over here, see if I can find some footage to show you an example. Let's go over to YouTube and show you one of the episodes of Walk With Me. Why I have decided to get filters. So if we go over to, what was it, Walk With Me Gardens. When I was filming on the river cruise, here's the perfect shot. All right. When you are filming in a dark space and you come out of a room or under a bridge, you'll see in a minute, I'll go under a bridge and I had the camera sitting on top of the boat. And as you go under the bridge, it gets darker. And then as you come outside of the bridge, the other side, it opens up to the world of this blue sky.
Departed. This is an hour-long cast.
Let me forward a bit. And when you pop out, the exposure is going to like brighten the whole sky and it's going to go white until it auto adjusts. And that's a problem. It looks shit. And once you record to video, you can't fix that. So this is where filters come in and can really change your quality of video. Let's hope this bit comes up now. Let's just wait for it to pop up. Here we go. So we're going under the bridge. You'll notice as we hit the bridge, it has to auto adjust. So now it's auto adjusting. You can see the sky in the background. Look at it. It's all washed out. It's all white. You can't see anything. It looks terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And then as we pop out from the darkness, it takes a second. Here's another shot like that as well. The sky gets whitened out. It looks like dog shit. And you don't want that. You don't want that. And now as it pops out the other side, it goes back to blue. You can keep that blue happening all the way through. And that's where filters come in. So this is where I invested in some filters. Now let me tell you about filters. They cost a lot of money. Can I find them? Where are the filters? Here they are. So these are the filters that I purchased. These are the Freewell filters. I got these ones. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 filters mega pack with 14 filters in it. This is what it looks like. It comes like this. It's a little box. It comes like this. Australia, this is like $200 roughly. You get 14 of these filters. There they are. Now they're all magnetized, again, like the one that you get. DJI sell this one as well. It's called a snow filter. And what this filter does is it adds, you know, that look of like Vaseline on the lens. So when you see lights at night, they have like a little glow around them. That's what this filter does specifically. These top filters are called ND filters. And think of them like sunglasses. This is the best way I can explain what a filter will do for your camera. think of them like they're sunglasses. So you would put a filter on to the lens to shade the lens. So when you go into the dark, it's got sunglasses on, right? And then when it comes out, it's darkening the color. So let me show you by bouncing back over to the app. Device disconnected. We'll see if we can reconnect. Camera lube. There you go. You can call it that if you want. Camera lube. But then once you start using filters, you have to start looking at your aperture and stuff like that, because you can no longer film using auto settings, because the auto settings will continually try to adjust to your light around you, where when you have a filter on, you can adjust your aperture to be a set rate, and the filter will change a lot of things. Let me show you. So we'll bounce over here so you can see what's going on. Let's grab a filter. I'm going to grab the lightest filter, the first one out of the pack, the ND filter. And you should be able to see, we'll take off this wide lens. And I'm going to add this. Now, as I add this, you will automatically see sunglasses. Think of it like sunglasses. It goes on, and look, it is very slightly darkened this image, like a pair of sunglasses. If I take it off, come back on, much brighter, yeah? So you can see much brighter. And the darkest one, so there's, what are we, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 7 of these. If I go to the darkest one and throw this on, you will see a vast difference. Oh. Look at that. This is fairly extreme, and there are extreme cases to use a lens like this. And these magnets are really, really strong. The other good thing about them is you can stack them. You can actually stack them on top of each other because they're magnetized and they're so thin. You can go ahead. Let me just add my active tracking back to myself. So I'm tracked again. You also get these other lenses here. Get over the top. So you'll see these circular ones. Now, I'm sure in your life you've worn what are they called? Polarized sunglasses, yeah? These are polarized ND filters. So they darken the image as well, but they add polarization. Now, have you ever been out and you've shot something like a TV screen? Say you're at the railway station, there's a monitor telling you what time the train comes next, and the image, the digital display is flickering. It's all fucked up. It's all just crazy. So you add a polarization filter and this will stop that flickering. It's really easy to add these things in. So these are pretty handy to have. Do you need them? No, you absolutely don't need them. I'm not going to sit here and recommend that somebody who goes out and buys one of these to rush out and buy filters, because you are going to be absolutely fine just using the auto settings and auto adjusting things yourself. Now, there's a question here. Can you transfer files via USB? Absolutely, because the camera comes with a USB in the back. So you can just plug in from the USB-C straight into your computer, straight into wherever you want, and then the camera will turn into a USB stick, yeah? And you can drag the files over that way. You can even plug in the mic via the USB into your computer and transfer the audio files from here as well into, and you can even have this connected to the camera as well, plug it in and still transfer files. Even if you're charging, let me tell you about this, you can have the battery, the extra battery handle plugged in, put the charger in the back, the power brick and your cord, and it will charge the camera and the power brick at the same time. So, I mean, they've thought of everything. They really have thought of everything. It's really nuts. And the more I use this thing, the more I agree that this is definitely, with a lot of creators, this is definitely the camera of the year. There is no doubt about it. It is simply, the The easiest thing I've ever used. They've made it so ridiculously easy that it's bonkers. Now, what are some things I haven't covered for you before we get out of here for the day? Because I know this has been very, very long. And look, there are a lot of great YouTube videos out there of people showing you actual footage live and giving you breakdowns. So I would suggest if you are considering this, definitely do your research a little bit more like I did. I just didn't jump into this camera like I saw it once and went, I'm going to buy it. I think I watched something like 80 videos on this. And let me tell you, my feed is still suffering from it because I'm still getting endless DJI Pocket 3 videos pop up. So it had an update as well. To update the firmware, all you've got to do is turn on this DJI app here that we have. So see, we've got our app. You're seeing everything through the app right now. All I did was turn on the camera, turn on the microphone. Oh no, I actually had to plug the microphone in to upgrade it. But yeah, I just opened the app, turned on the camera, and it found the camera and did an auto update. So updating is ridiculously easy to do. Let's show you this as well, because you can do other magical stuff. Do I actually have the cable here? Yes, I do. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let me show you. You can use this as a web camera. Yes, it can be used as a web camera. So I'm going to close this DJI app, go back home, jump out of this, and I'm going to set this up as a web camera. So let me show you how to do it. Really simple. We'll go to our overhead camera. I have so we've got it plugged in, we've got it all set up, we've got the stand on. I'm going to put in the USB-C in the back, put that in there. Here I have my USB-A. I'm going to put that in the hub down here that I have, plugged into my computer. And straight away it's come up with an option. Oh, you can't see it. It came up with an option to select web camera. And I hit that little web camera. It gives you 5 seconds to decide, would you like to use a web camera or continue using it as a USB stick to transfer your files? But I chose web camera. And because I already have this set up here in OBS, I can now put this up here in front of me. And I'm going to make myself disappear. Okay, let's get rid of the actual camera I use. So this is my normal camera. I'm going to go in here and make myself disappear. Let's kill that. Main camera, goodbye. And then I'm going to choose Osmo and deactivate and reactivate. And look at that. Now I'm using the DJI Pocket. And we've got the green screen all set up in that. You will need to go in and change all your settings to get all the color balance and all that. But that's how easy it is. You know, I can throw a filter on here if I really don't want to change the settings. I'm too lazy to go in and color grade live. I can grab one of these filters. It's magnetized. See if I can grab it. I can just stick it over the lens. Let's see what it does if I do it this way. I've not tried this before. There we go. That's a little bit better. And yeah, we're still stuck. I can get the fuck up. So really easy to set it up to live stream. And as you saw earlier, you can stream through the actual DJI app. Sorry, I've got cords everywhere. But look, it's still following me. I can get up. I can go anywhere I want. So really good for live streaming as well. And you've got all the options to zoom in and do all that. It's wicked. I love it. Really, really nice. Should I go through the aperture stuff? And again, if I want to shut this down, you've got the option to change from, you can only do it in 1080p in web camera mode, but you can go in and you can shoot in 30 frames or 60 frames. There we go. There's that filter gone. Look how good that filter is. Yes, if I want it off, all I need to do is come over here, double tap. That's enabled. All I've got to do is move the stick. Is that right? Just center the camera. See, I've got it set to auto enable. I can turn that off. Let me see. There we go. So now it's off. So you just touch on the screen and it's off and you're good to go. Double tap on the subject like I showed before. Just double tap on your face. As soon as I go over, so I double tap on my face, on the camera. Active track is now enabled. Whatever you double tap on, it is going to follow that for as long as you tell it to follow it. Hi, JDL. Happy New Year to you, JDL. So it's, you know, very, very easy to use. There's no doubt about that. Now, what else can I... Let's get out of webcam mode. Let's bring back my camera. Boom. There's my normal camera. Now, of course, I didn't play with any of the color grading or anything like that. You can get a really decent picture out of it. We'll unplug that. As soon as you unplug it from the... excuse me. As soon as you unplug it from the back and it's plugged into your computer, it'll switch from webcam to whatever settings you had it set beforehand. Now, let's talk about this feature. So a couple more features we'll go through on here. You also have the ability, so if you swipe down from the top, here's where all your functions are. So if I want to make active track always come on when I do selfie mode, I click that little top one. So now every time I go into selfie mode and do a triple tap, it will lock onto my face every single time. You've got a brightness of your screen. I definitely recommend if you're filming, keep it around 60, 50, because you're saving a hell of a lot of battery doing that, yeah? A hell of a lot of battery. But be aware, if you're outside and it's really bright, you're going to be able to see everything if you turn it up to 100. You don't even need it to 50. You know, the screen is so bright itself. It's pretty damn good. Up here, the second one, you can change the rotate capture. So you can have it so when you turn it off, or when you turn it on, it will automatically either go to hyperlapse or go to video or go to last settings. So you can set it up so every time you turn it on, it goes to hyperlapse. You've got options like that. Options are plenty. You can save up to 5 profiles. So if you have a 4K setting you like, you have a 1080p setting you like, you can save up to 5 profiles that you can just access really quickly. So you don't need to swipe up from the bottom. You just tap the little person here, and that gives you your 5 profiles that you use all the time. Really handy stuff. You've also got the gimbal modes, so you can decide to have follow. And in follow mode, this is the normal gimbal that will slowly follow. You have tilt lock. So when it's in tilt lock, no matter what happens, if I go up or down, let's show you tilt lock. I'm going down and going up, it's staying centered, right? So I can go side to side, but no matter what happens, this iPad here is staying centered without me having to do anything. So it's absolutely tilt locked. I can go all the way down like this and it's still going to keep this iPad in the center of the screen. It's almost like active track, but it's got more freedom to actually move away from the iPad if I want. So really, that's super handy. And the other option over here is FPV. And what does FPV do? Let me show you. FPV means I can tilt and go upside down. I can make this thing go crazy to the side. I can make it do upside down stuff. I can make it like a drone. You can get some crazy footage spinning the camera around and it will go all the way around. So you can see here, almost like we're flying kind of thing. So yeah, FPV mode's really fun if you're doing like fast, chasing a motorbike or chasing some kind of fast vehicle. You can tilt the camera, get that tilt kind of action. So there's that. And that can be found over here. So you got these 3 modes. I normally leave it in follow mode. Here is your rotation speed. You can have slow for really cinematic stuff. So the gimbal will move very slow. I leave it on default, or you can have fast. Again, if you're like doing action stuff, see how fast that gimbal moves. So the amount of settings are just ludicrous. There's so much you can do with it. Let's bring that back to normal. Good stuff. And this changes your shooting orientation. So basically, I can set this to landscape, and now when I flip the screen, whoops, it stays in landscape. So if you want to save a bit of room and not have your screen out like that, you can actually change it so it's in landscape when you have it like this. We go back, it's still in landscape. Then we can go in and change it so it's always in portrait. Oops, let's go always in portrait. Swipe back up. So there we are. Even when it's on landscape mode, it's in portrait. Skip over here, it's in portrait. So yeah, little options like that are just real quality of life stuff, you know. Let's go back. So this is auto rotation, which I have it set to. Whenever you flick it, it's going to know what you want. Swipe that back away, and it's going to flick to what your specifications are. The rest of the stuff are all the settings that are in here. You have access to the wireless mic. You've got settings in here. You can disconnect it, reconnect it. You can add volume to it. You've got a master volume. So all your wireless mic settings are in here. You've got the gimbal speed. You can go in and change the rotation when you power off. You've got the slider control for your stick or for the actual on-screen. Selfie flips. There's so many options here. You can go in your wireless connection. So as I said earlier, you can change. You can choose your Wi-Fi frequency to 2.4 gigahertz or 5.8 gigahertz. Lots and lots of fucking options. It's ridiculous. Here you can format your SD card as well from in here. So that's nice. You can do it on the go. I think it's down here. You got your joystick speed. You can recalibrate the gimbal. You can change your video compression. You can mute the microphone. There's a whole lot of stuff. And the last thing I'm going to show you before we get out of here, because we've done, get it right, swipe up. Yes. We've covered these. You can swipe up from the bottom and change resolution. You can swipe up from the side to get to all your footage that you filmed. You can swipe from the top to get settings. And the last thing you can swipe to is from the right. And this will give you exposure settings, white balance settings, color settings. So you can actually film in D-Log. So if you don't know what D-Log is, let me give you a little rundown of what D-Log is. When you shoot in D-Log, it takes out all of the fancy colorization. God, I'm sweating so bad here today. It's so hot here. It takes all of the colorization that the camera does, right? So it makes it its barest, plainest color possible. So when you see it, it looks quite dull. And the reason a lot of people shoot in D-Log mode is so when you finish filming and you add your footage to your software to start editing, you can color grade and create the color grade that you want, right? So you can add your highlights, you can add your contrast, and you have more power over how you want the color to be graded. Where if you just use the settings, it's going to jazz it up a little bit and make it as best it possibly can. So there's that. You've got normal color. You've got, what's the other one? So you've got HLG and what else? And D-Log. Let me see. Okay, so a couple of other things we'll quickly go in to, I don't think it does RAW, but D-Log's really what you want. And it shoots in 10 bit. So, you know, it's really, it's nuts. The other options you have here, let's just go back to default, confirm. There's a little Pro button up the top here. When you don't have Pro selected, you only get a couple of options. You get some glamour effects. Trust me, you're not going to want to use the glamour effects. It smoothens out your skin. You can add lipstick. You can add fake eyebrows. It looks stupid. All right, so you're not going to want to use that. You can change the sharpness. I normally have my sharpness at -1 because if you keep the sharpness at 0, you're going to get a very digital looking piece of video. I also normally bring the color reduction to -1 as well. So it just gives it like a little more of an analog look, and hit confirm. If you hit the Pro button up here, it gives you a whole bunch of other features like the glamour effects, auto exposure. You can turn off auto exposure. You can mess around with your aperture and your ISO. So you have full power over your aperture and your ISO. This is a 1 centimeter lens. So it's huge. And you can get a very wide aperture. You can let a lot of light in, and you've got full control over all that stuff. Or you can just set it to auto and be happy with what it gives you. Also, you'll see over here, this little circle. Next to it is a mic button. This gives you the power to turn off to mute the mic, add some gain. So there's so many controls in here for the microphone and stuff. It's nuts. And just swipe away, and you're back to your camera. That's it. I think that's all we're going to cover today because, yeah, it's wicked. Are we back to doing, yes. All my settings are back to normal. So with an SD card set to, I've got a 256 gigabyte SD card in here. And I already have 180 videos in here from my last shoot. That's at 1080p. And with a 256 gig SD card, it tells me now I can shoot up to 4 hours, 4 hours 21 with 4K 60. So you can fit in a lot of footage in a card. Lastly, let's talk about battery life, because I know some people may be wondering about battery life. Let me tell you, the battery life on this thing is fucking phenomenal. It is just, I can't compliment this thing enough for battery life. Just the camera. So I go out and, just to give you an idea, I go out and film. I'm normally out for about 5 hours of filming constantly. So it's running constantly, on and off, on and off, on and off. The whole time it's being used. By about halfway point, this thing gets down to about 45%. After like 2.5 hours of filming. It's ridiculous how long it lasts. Then I add the battery in here on the bottom, clip it on. It takes about 18 minutes for this to charge the rest of the camera. And you're good to go. And then if you've got a fast charging like a little brick that you can carry around with you, I've got one right here. This little fast charging brick that I take everywhere with me. I'll get to that in a minute, Jim. I'll get to that. I'll definitely answer that. If it's got fast charge, 18 minutes to charge the battery. 18 minutes to charge the camera. If you're using a slow charge instead of a fast charge adapter, takes about, I don't know, 29 minutes to charge the entire camera. It's very quick. You're not going to be out there ever and be like, oh my God, I've run out of battery. It's just not going to happen. If you've got a battery pack with you, you can always just have this charging in the battery pack, in your backpack, ready to go, whack it on, and it will charge the camera because it's connected while you're filming. And you've got an extension handle and it's charging the frigging camera while you're filming. So it's ridiculous. It's just utterly ridiculous how good the battery is. Yeah, 18 minutes. It is nutso. It's ridiculous. I've never seen anything charge so fast. So even with a normal battery, you know, it's only taking like 27 minutes. It's stupid. Stupid. Hello. Who did I see come in who I haven't said hello to? I haven't seen you for a while. All right. I think it was Keonra. What's happening? Happy New Year, Keonra. Hope you had a good New Year and Christmas. Now, I saw a question here. Yeah, isn't that ridiculous, Christopher? It's nuts. Like, look at it. It's bigger than my hand. It's just bonkers. Anyone who thinks that, like, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on people going, yeah, but there's problems with it. There's fucking problems with everything. Nothing is perfect. This is not perfect. It has drawbacks. It has problems, right? But are they anything that's like going to make you go, oh, my life's ruined? No, they're not. Trust me. And of course, you're going to see videos of people dogging shit on it going, oh. But at the end of nearly every one of those videos, trust me, go watch them. They will say, overall, though, this is the best camera of 2023. It is the best camera of 2023. Does the camera heat up? Yes, it does. It's warm right now. It's very warm. It's a problem with it. When you're out filming and it's really hot, you want to try to keep it out of direct sunlight. But then you want to do that with most electronic gear because direct sunlight and anything electronic with a battery in it, remember, with a battery in it, the battery is heating up. And when it's in the sunlight and the battery comes along and as it gets a little bit hotter, you're going to be in trouble. And yes, indeed, Mix Club. It comes with a lanyard as well. I forgot that was in the case too. So it definitely comes with a lanyard. You've got your little section here that you can put your lanyard through, pin it through, and there's your strap. So it does come with a strap as well. I just keep it in my case, right? I can turn off the microphone now. Oh, by the way, the microphone, let me tell you how long the battery lasts in that. I went out filming with this on. I left it on all day. I got home. I put it down. I forgot that it was still on. I woke up in the morning. It still had 15% battery. This little thing is a trooper. This thing can just last forever. It's fantastic. The microphone is amazing. And the quality of it is nuts. As I said, it's got a built-in noise suppressor. Would I recommend using the noise suppressor on the microphone? Absolutely not. I wouldn't. Don't do it. Why do I say don't do it? Because you want to get your camera home, take the audio out, and fucking edit your audio as you go, and alter your audio as you go. No, absolutely not. It is not waterproof. This is what I said at the beginning of the show. Conra, you either make a decision to buy an action camera that is safe for the snow and underwater, but then you're not getting a gimbal. Then you're getting absolutely dog shit low light recording. As soon as it gets mildly dark, GoPros are fucked. The DJI Action is fucked in low light. The other thing, it has digital stabilization, which, so there's a trade-off. That is the major trade-off. You either have this very cute but very hold with kid gloves, the case that you get, the secondary case. So you've seen the bag, yeah? We've shown you the bag that you get with it, the extender, the stand, the little bit here, the microphone. Here's the little carry case that you get that you can put two of your filters in. And this is how it sits. You whack it in like that. It doesn't protect the whole thing. It protects the gimbal. This is what it's really good for. So it fits in there nice and tight. It is very tight in there. Pull it out. So it's very handy to have to throw in your pocket. It fits in my pocket really well with a little case on it. You can leave the battery on to be charging while it's in the little case. That's not going to cause any problems, right? And it has a little space for you up the top here. See that? To open up and pin your microphone in the top as well. So that's attached to it as well. So then you can just bung all this in your pocket and you're good to go. You don't really need to go out with the bag, you know. You can take this as it is. Keep these a little bit separate if you want. So it definitely, there's a lot of love that's gone into this thing. There is absolutely no doubt about that. It is a beautiful camera. Do you need it? No. Let's be honest. It depends. It really does depend. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to take it for holiday snaps? How often do you go on holidays? Is it worth the amount of money if you're just going on holidays once a year? I don't think so. No. Right? Because you can get an action camera if you want, and you're probably going to be better off. You know, these are the trade-offs you have to answer. I wanted something really, really small with a gimbal because I wanted to shoot more cinematic stuff. Because I'm going to go to Thailand. I'm going to be sitting on the back of an elephant. Am I a bit worried about it? Yes, but there are accessories to protect it even further, which, you know, I could go and show you. I don't think people need it. Did I need it? I didn't need it. But now that I have it, as I said at the beginning of the show, it has now helped me commit to continue doing my Walk With Me series and to go overseas and shoot stuff and to shoot this series. And into 2024, I have a sponsor for Walk With Me. I'm not telling you who yet, but I do. So that's going to be very exciting for this year. Going to Thailand and going to Adelaide and going to Sydney and Queensland and the rest of Melbourne and then hopefully over to the UK and the US doing these Walk With Me's. This is an investment for my channel, so there is a justification. Does the regular person need it? I don't know. That's up to you to decide. In Australia, as I said, it's $1,200. It's a lot of money. But I believe it's going to pay itself off and help this channel be far more entertaining, give you a look at some stuff around the world. I'm going to, you know, really want to turn things up this year with this channel. That's really important to me. So it is worth it. Did it hurt financially? Yes. A lot. But thanks to you guys who support me on Patreon, support me with Super Chats and Super Stickers and all that stuff. And I saw just like this person here, like Jim Shannon, who sent a Super Chat. Thank you very much. And to my friend Pookie, who I saw earlier, gift 10 memberships as well. Thank you so much, Pookie, for doing that. I love you lots. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this and then be able to take you on the journeys that we're going to go. Or get a sponsor that's hopefully going to help me pay for all this traveling. God knows what's next. All right. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you've got something from this. I know it's not the best review, but hey, you're getting it raw, live. I can't hide anything behind fancy editing. You're seeing it for real for what it is. That's why I do it this way instead of do editing and all this bullshit. Yeah. So there's that. Today, coming up after me, we have a fucking awesome lineup of entertainment. After this, I will automatically dump you over to Mr. Smith, who's doing a live stream, and he's going to play a bunch of community music on his drum kit because he's awesome, and I will dump you over straight to that. And I need to tell you, after Mr. Smith, Brad Example is going live. Now, I don't have the link for it, for Brad Examples Live. Now, if you saw Brad, he tried to do a live stream the other day. It didn't work. It was a mess. His computer died, and we've been trying to raise money for him to get a new computer. His grandma has lent him her computer, so he can give it another go today. If you'd like to get involved in helping Brad get a new computer, the GoFundMe is still up. We are nearly at our target, which is 1,000 Canadian dollars. We're up to 775. I'll share the link in the chat right now if you'd like to get involved and help out our friend Brad. Let me find the link. It would be greatly appreciated because he is an awesome musician, yeah? And he lives his life in a lot of pain. A lot of you probably don't realize he's quite sick. And he's been watching us all do live streams and perform and do all this stuff. And he wants to perform as well. and his computer's dead. So if you want to help him out, you can go ahead, click that GoFundMe link and help him out with a few dollars. If you can't, don't. Yeah? Don't put yourself out. But there's a link. Thank you, Thomas, for putting the link to Brad. He's playing live tonight with his grandma's computer, and hopefully we can get him a decent computer, yeah, that he can properly stream with. So there's that. All right. Let's go out today with today's featured artist. It's somebody I've never played before here on the channel. It's heavy as fuck. Let's play it. Let me tell you a little bit about this artist. Boom, let me find it. This artist goes by the name of Rev Rats Rides. Say that 3 times fast. Rev Rats Rides. Rev Rats Rides. Rev Rats Rides. Oh my God, I did it. That's amazing. So, and this is a track called Suffer in Peace. There's a pinned comment if you want to go and subscribe to him. Are you ready for some heavy metal? Let's do some heavy metal. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together. I'll see you tomorrow with another app review. And we have Kid Kane Music for an interview this week. And Walk With Me is back on Friday. So hopefully you can join us for the rest of the week's entertainment. Let's do it. Rev Rats Rides. This is Suffer in Peace.
to be my friend and think that you are foolishness. Stupid motherfucker, you're the one that did your own thing. Why should you go away? Let me sit with a week. I am flying on my own, let me trouble and pain. Won't you let me suffer in pain? Won't you let me suffer in pain? We'll all rise together, 'cause you make me shine better.